All right, this is Chuko de Martins Maris, and in this space, I teach you how not to lose your money on fake projects. Right? So, in today's video, it I am here with a question and a review. So, the question is Cryptex a legit DeFi hybrid contract? That is the question. All right. So, how do you know that a project is legit hybrid contract? How do you know if a project is legit hybrid contract? All right. Number one is that they must have a transparent smart contract code, because it is from the smart contract code that we will verify if that project is legit or not. So from the smart contract code, we will make research. All right, we can use the smart contract code to identify how if they are verified by any network they are using, whether they are using Etherscan, BSC scan, or Polygon network. Any of these network system they're using, we can use the scan system to scan if that project is actually legit or not. The one way to know is that if you put the contract code on any of these blockchain scan explorers, if you put the contract code there, if it is verified, it will tick green, verified. All right, that is one way to check if a all right. So another way you can know if a project is really a DeFi contract project is from audit reports. All right, we have some platform that we use to do audit report. The last time I did review on Bitness, you see how we did it step by step. Audit report, are they audited by Cetic, Quantstamp, Hacking, Open Zeppelin, or Slow Mist? You need to check these platforms if they exist there. If they don't exist there, if they are not audited by any of these platforms, then there is a tendency of rug pull. All right, there's a tendency of rug pull. Another one is open governance. All right, is there a DAO or governance mechanism? And legit hybrid DeFi project often allows the community to vote on changes. So if a staking platform wants to make any change, there is always a platform for people to vote for that, if they accept that change or not. Because when you stake your money, you are not going to access it, and anything that will happen to that money is according to what is on the contract. So if there is a voting system for anything to be changed, then the community that put their money there should be able to vote for that change to occur. If there is nothing like that, then that project is questionable. All right, another thing you should also check is liquidity and lockup. Who is holding in which contract, in which wallet are the funds going? All right, in which wallet are the funds that people are investing going? That's the question you need to ask yourself. And then, how long are those funds going to be locked? All right, you should know how long the funds deposited there are going to be locked before you can. Because if the liquidity is not locked, if there is no proof to show that this liquidity is locked for 3 years and it cannot be accessed for 3 years, if you are doing, because on Cryptex they have 3 years, 7 years, and all that. So if you are doing 3 years staking, when you stake, you are not going to access the money for 3 years. Okay, so there should be a verifiable mechanism whereby you can check if the fund is really locked on a liquidity that even the developers cannot have access to. All right, and the only way to check this is if they provide their contract address and their contract code. All right, so that is it. Now we are going to dive into their website to know if we can get a contract code or contract address to do our verification. Thank you. So I'm gonna do a review. This is a Cryptex homepage, and I have been searching for any contract code or contract address, but I couldn't find any. And then when I asked the person that told me about Cryptex about the contract code or contract address, they say that they are anonymous, that they don't share the contract address, that they have been operating anonymously. If a project is legit, the contract address or contract code shouldn't be hidden, because because the only way you can you can do your research on a project is if they provide an information that enables you to research. But if they're hiding the contract code and contract address, then they are suspicious. All right, so that is number one. Then number two is how long they have been existing. From the question I asked, somebody said that they have been existing since 2016, but there are simplest ways to identify these things. All right, so let's go to who is to identify how long they have been existing. Okay, so this is who is. All right, and then on who is. Okay, now before I do this, somebody said that because when I was making research, I discovered that there is another Cryptex called Cryptex.finance. We have two Cryptex, Cryptex.finance and Cryptex.to. All right, now the person said, when I asked the person, is Cryptex.finance same with Cryptex.to? The person said no, that Cryptex.finance is a scam, that the real one is Cryptex.to. Now, so in making my research, I checked who is for Cryptex.to. This is Cryptex.to, created on Monday, August 21st by 8:30 by 8:30 27 seconds. All right, in 2023. Cryptex.to was created in 2023, not in 2016 as they claimed. All right, so that is it. And then Cryptex.finance. This is Cryptex.finance. I make another check on Cryptex.finance, and Cryptex.finance was actually older than Cryptex.to, because Cryptex.finance is has been was registered in 2020. So that means Cryptex.finance is older than Cryptex.to. Okay, so that means these two projects are controversial. All right, so that is it. Now, another thing I also checked is the website of Cryptex.finance. This is Cryptex.finance, and you can see, if you go to the homepage, you will see CTS governance, security audit. So they have the audit report here. Okay, they have the audit report here, so you can read them up. All right, so they have the audit report according to them, by Coinbase Optimism, AAV and Uniswap, and then Binance Arbitrum. So you can read the audit report, because my review is actually on Cryptex.to. Okay, so this is Cryptex.to. So I have looked, even if you check here, I have opened all these pages. All right, all these pages, there is no contract address or any contract code about them. So, and this is how they work. There's, according to them, you are going to deposit $100. All right, so if you have $100 this is staking. So be rest assured that it's either you gain it or you lose. So they say if you stake $100, they will give you $43,200 liquidity provided by Hedge Life Insurance Policy Secured. Okay, so okay, so with $100, this is what you get. Okay, and then $100 handling fee, staking duration per contract 36 months. So you will stake this money for 36 months. So you are not going to access both the this 43,000 they give you. You are not going to access your $100, and you are not going to access any revenue that comes from this until after 36 months. Okay, and then they said daily returns not guaranteed, so they are not guaranteeing you any daily returns. Okay, early termination options at any time, so they can terminate this contract at any time. Okay, so before you invest on any project, always read their terms so that tomorrow you will not cry. So they have already told you. So even if you take them to court, they will tell you that they told you earlier that they are not giving you any daily any guarantee, and then they also told you that they can terminate your contract anytime they want. So they can decide to terminate your contract, and they may decide to do it with your money or give you your money depending on how they want it. Okay, and then after saying that daily return is not guaranteed, they came here and said 247 daily profits. So it's left for you. Okay, so no hidden fees, further costs, no other obligation, limited contract, 100% money back guarantee if application rejected. So they are also promising you that they can give you back your money if application is rejected. All right, so that is it. So before you invest on any project, so the fact that I couldn't see any contract address or contract code, I can't do further research. The only research I can do is based on their website. And then even if I search for, if I use my console, if I use Google console to get their code, I'm only getting a code of the front end, not the back end, because the written is on the back end. And the only way I could have gotten the code to the back end is from GitHub. All right, is from GitHub. So if I had seen their contract code, I would have checked them on my GitHub and then got their code from there and do my research from the code. But since they didn't share their code, I can't actually do anything about it. So the only thing I can do now is to check them on Cetic. Now going to Cetic, I've already searched for Cryptex. Okay, I searched for Cryptex. Okay, I searched for Cryptex on Cetic. I saw two Cryptex. This second one is already the Cryptex.finance, which they said is not theirs. And then when I opened Cryptex.finance, let me open it. So when I opened Cryptex.finance, I saw this. So nothing is audited. The Cryptex.finance is not audited, so you cannot, of course, that means you cannot claim that it is legit because it is not audited. All right, so this is the contract address of Cryptex.finance. But from what they said here, GitHub account age, they have been existing for 4 years 11 months. So this is the one they said is scam. The one they said is scam is actually has existed for 11 years, 4 years 11 months. All right, and then 47 stars. Okay, so that is it. And then you can see the contract address here. All right, deployed address. Okay, and then the owner address. 10 holders, top 10 holders ratio is 66%. Okay, this is about Cryptex.finance, but my research is on Cryptex.co. So let's check Cryptex.co. Now there is this Cryptex. The only two Cryptex I saw is Cryptex.finance and Cryptex, which I am not sure if it is the real Cryptex I am checking. All right, but if they add this particular Cryptex, you can see that they are not audited. All right, they are not audited by Skynet. And if you go to code security, you see the option they say request for audit. That means they are not audited. All right, and then the contract address here is on is a Binance smart chain. All right, so token address, token scan score, and all that. And then top holders 10 ratio 94%. And then let's view some findings here. All right, let's view some findings here. Okay, so this is the report of this particular project. All right, the first one says buy tax goods. Okay, is good. Okay, cannot buy slash sell, no restrictions. Okay, this is about a token, not actually the project. But there is a problem here. Centralization. Okay, major holders. You can see that um there is this danger remark on major holders. So that means that majority of the token is held by developers which is a red flag. All right, which is a red flag. So this is where you should always be cautious about when it comes to project. When the majority of the token is held by the developers, they can easily rug pull you and do it with your money. All right, so that is it. So they don't have an open source, so we cannot easily do any further research on this. So is Cryptex legit? So let me also do this. Let me do this quickly. So even if you click the contract address on the Cryptex we are seeing initially, this is actually a token. All right, this is actually a token. You can see it here, Cryptex token. All right, so not really the contract, the DeFi contract we are looking for. So this is actually the transaction that happened there, and then the latest transaction here is 5 days ago. So if this is really the a contract code or Cryptex, we would have been seeing maybe more recent transaction, because the latest transaction here is 5 days. The next one was 30 days. This one 31 days. So this is not the contract. So that means what we were checking was not actually the real project. So that simply implies that they are not on CETIC. They are not audited by CETIC. All right, so that is it. So another thing also, let me even check. Because of this, I had to create an account. So let me log in and check if there is something like that. All right, this is the website, and then on the home page I've checked. Okay, I've checked everywhere. No contract address. So since we didn't see it, let me click on my contract. If I will see something like that. Okay, this is what it says. Your contract is mostly your, maybe the money you staked and all that, the period of staking and all that. So for a project that takes a lot of years, 3 years or so, or more than 3 years, 7 years, for you to claim your reward, I think it would be better they are more transparent instead of operating anonymously. It would be better the contract address is public for verification. It would be better that the contract code is public for verification, or at least they should have had an audit report to confirm the authenticity of their project. But in the absence of all this, I will categorically tell you that they are not qualified to be called a DeFi staking project. All right, so when you are involved in this type of project, I believe your $100 may not be too crucial for you. So if you want to risk it, you know that it's 50-50. Either you get it back or you don't get it back. Thank you. I remain Chukwudi Martins Maris.